Finally, the immigration reform should increase the labor force with a younger aged population, and that should drive not only the short-term GDP but also the longer run path for potential output.
So, Gregory, if Hillary Clinton does become president and she implements her fiscal policy, her immigration laws, and also her increase of minimum wage, how would this fare the US economy?
I think in the short run, it would boost the U.S. economy. We have penciled in a boost of about 0.5 to 0.6 percentage points on top of about a 2.2, 2.3 growth rate for the next couple of years. So a small boost to the economy stemming from increased spending on the infrastructure front, on the education front, but also some boost from the fact that she intends to raise the minimum wage, and that should support low-income families to spend a little bit more. And then finally, the immigration reform should increase the labor force with a younger aged population, and that should drive not only the short-term GDP but also the longer run path for potential output.
And an analysis provided by Oxford Economics stated that tax reforms, if Hillary Clinton did become president, would raise $1.1 trillion for the US economy. Now, that's a massive amount. So just how would she do this?
Well, it's essentially a tax increase on the high income earners. And that's quite the interesting feat of Mrs. Clinton's proposal, is that she plans on increasing taxes for the very high income earners, a 4% aggregate increase in the tax rate for incomes over $5 million, a 30% minimum tax threshold for individuals earning more than $1 million. Now, that is quite substantial, but it also is important to understand that these high-income individuals generally do not depend on disposable income to finance consumer spending. So if you tax those high-income earners at a higher rate, you're not necessarily going to see that much of a negative impact on consumer spending. And meanwhile, if you stimulate government spending through infrastructure spending, increase access to college, to education in general, that should support stronger consumer spending from the low-income individuals and therefore offset some of the consumer spending impact of the overall tax plan.
And a clear divide in presidential campaigners' reforms, and one of the policies is immigration. So Hillary Clinton's immigration campaign, how would this affect the US economy in the longer term?
Well, I think there are two aspects to the immigration policy. First, it stimulates spending and growth in the short run because you're allowing a younger age population to come into the United States. You're also allowing for more skilled individuals, if you relax some of the visa regulations for the skilled workers to come into the United States. That stimulates growth in the short run. But also, if you look at the longer run, if you allow for a younger population to offset some of the aging of the U.S. population, then that stimulates long-term growth. It stimulates the labor contribution to long-term growth, and that's generally a positive for a population that's aging and will age more and more rapidly as the baby boomers exit the workforce.
Fantastic. Well, Gregory, once again, thank you so much for joining me on the line to provide your insights. That's all from myself and Gregory once again, but we want to hear how you found this interview, so please do like and comment on dugoscopy.tv.